Hey y'all, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Sam, bringing you bookish and lifestyle content, and today we are tier ranking romance books, specifically every romance book I've ever read. So before we get into the video, I want to give you two reminders. First one is to please hit the like and subscribe button before you leave, and if you hit the little bell icon, it will notify you when I post. Right now I'm posting twice a week on Sundays and Wednesdays. Second reminder is about my glasses. I've talked about these a few times, but I am still so excited about them. These were sent to me by an online optical company called Zinff, and I love them. I am so picky about glasses. I wore the same glasses for literally 3 years because I didn't want to have to pay for new ones. I was so afraid I wouldn't find another pair that I liked, and I am obsessed with these. They are so flattering on my face, which is so hard for me to find. I really liked how this company's website had the option to try on the glasses before you buy them, so you can upload a picture of yourself and try on the glasses virtually, and they looked so good online, and they looked exactly the same actually on my face, and I find that that's so rare. Sometimes they look good in a picture and then they don't actually look good in person. I love these. They are super lightweight, so I don't really feel like I'm wearing anything. They have a lot of color choices, a lot of style choices, and they actually don't just sell prescription glasses. You can also get blue light glasses or sunglasses, but if you are in the market for prescription glasses, they're so much more affordable than buying them from your eye doctor. I know I spent like maybe $200 or $300 on a pair of glasses from my eye doctor, but these, when I priced it out with my prescription and the scratch resistance and my night driving lenses, they were like 50 or 60 bucks. So much more affordable than buying them from your eye doctor. So if you're in the market for sunglasses, blue light glasses, prescription glasses, any of that, I will have all of my information for this linked below. So I will have a link to my actual glasses and a link to just their general website. I also have a discount code for y'all. You can get 50% off frames and 10% off lenses with the code LIT, and all of that information will be in the description below, so don't forget to check that out. Alright, let's get into tier ranking. Okay, so I'm sitting in like the comfiest position I could think of to sit in for this. I want this to be super informal, so I'm not wearing makeup, and that's because honestly my hair washing schedule is not lining up with my life schedule at the moment. So I just got back from a trip, so theoretically I should be washing my hair, but I'm leaving for another trip Wednesday morning, so I know I'm gonna want to wash my hair and like re-tan and all of that tomorrow night, because tomorrow is Tuesday, and I definitely don't want to wash my hair twice in 2 days, so we're rolling with the hat. This is what it is at the moment. So that being said, I have wanted to do a tier ranking video for like ever because I think they're super fun. So I decided to do one with every contemporary romance that I've ever read. So I think I got them all. I went through my Goodreads and I like downloaded every single contemporary looking romance I could find. I have one or two in here that I think are slightly more paranormal, but I tried to stay away from anything that was like explicitly paranormal. And I definitely don't have any fantasy, so it's pretty much just contemporary. So I'm going to share my screen and then we'll go from there. Alright, so this is what I've got. So I created different categories. They're not related to like star ratings at all, which is good because some of these I read before I was like star rating books, and I have no idea what I would star rate them at this point. So my categories are: I would die for this book, which is like top tier favorites of all time. I would reread this book, which means it was really good, I really liked it, I would reread it, like I loved it, but it didn't make like top tier. Okie dokie, which is like as close to like a 3.5 star rating as I could think of. Like this was good. I don't know if I would reread it, but I would recommend it. Then we have which is, it was okay. There were things that I liked, there were things that I didn't love. It didn't really stand out to me, but I didn't not like it either. We have this was not good. Just books that I just didn't like. It was not good for one reason or another. Then we have I remember nothing about this book, because as I was going through this, I realized that there are quite a few books that I literally could not even tell you the plot about. I have absolutely no memory of reading this book. I know I read it, but I could not tell you a single thing about it. And then we have my least favorite category. This book ruined my life, and we're gonna have a few there. And we will talk about those when we get there. So let's get started. Alright, so I don't know if I'm gonna start from the top because these kind of went in like a really weird order. We might just like start picking things at random. So You know, let's just start from the beginning. That'll make all of our lives easier. So first we have Heart on a Chain. I remember this book. I read it like a long time ago, but I do remember really liking it, and I would probably reread it because I remember really liking it. So I think I'm going to put it in I would reread this book. And same for Unlovable. Those I read like back to back, I remember, and I'm pretty sure they're like about the same topic. I'm pretty sure both of them are about a girl who's like abused by a parent, and then like this boy that like saves her and they fall in love. I'm pretty sure they're both very, very similar. So I'm going to put both of these in I would reread these books because I remember loving them. I don't remember a lot about them, but I remember glimpses, and I do remember really liking them. Alright, next up we have The Best of Me by Nicholas Sparks. Sorry if these are a little bit blurry and tiny. I'll do my best to like say the title and the author when I know the author. But next up is The Best of Me, Nicholas Sparks. This book literally changed my life. I love this book. It's not a happy book. Like, it's a Nicholas Sparks book, and y'all know how some of those go, but I absolutely loved this book. I'm gonna put this one in I would die for this book because it is my favorite Nicholas Sparks book, and it's one of my favorite books of all time. Like, I don't know that I would reread it because it would hurt too much, but I just love it so much. Alright, next we have The Statistical Probability of Love at First Sight. I flew through that book. That was such a fun little YA. The whole thing is told in like 24 hours. It was really cute. I don't know if it's top tier though. I think I'm going to put it in I would reread this book. Alright, The Queen of Kentucky. That book. That one is like a friends to lovers, very YA. I'm not even sure if there's like an official, like the romance is very, very light and very much at the end, and I'm not even sure if they ever even like kiss or anything in that book. I think it's like almost middle grade level. And because I remember being disappointed by the end. Like I read this a long time ago, so I don't remember everything, but I do remember being kind of disappointed at the end and wishing there had been more. So I think I might put this one in just because I remember like it had potential, but I was kind of disappointed by it. Alright, then we have Rock in a Hard Place. This one I know is a rock star and a small town girl. I know that for sure. That's about all I remember. I think I would reread it though. I think it's really cute. I think I got it on like Kindle Unlimited or something. Like, I don't own a physical copy of this book, and it has been years since I read it. But I do remember really liking it. So I'm deciding if I want to put it in Okie Dokie or I would reread this book. I think just because I don't remember that much of it, I'm going to put it in Okie Dokie. Like, I liked it. I'm not really sure if I would reread it. I kind of want to now just because I don't really remember it. But it didn't stick in my head all that much. Alright, next up we have Breathe. I love this book. This is definitely going in I would die for this book. That's another, it's very similar to Rock in a Hard Place in that it's a rock star and a small town girl, but like, I actually remember that one and I freaking loved it. Alright, now we have Meant to Be. I can't tell you a single thing about that book, so I remember nothing. Absolutely nothing. Can't tell you what it's about, can't tell you if I liked it, no clue. Alright, then we have The Fault in Our Stars, and that is the first book for the category of This Book Ruined My Life. If you want to know why I don't read tragic endings, that book is the reason. That book actually destroyed me as a reader. And fun fact, after I read that book, I did not pick up another book, period, for like a solid year. Next up, we have Sophie and Carter. That's another one that I truly remember nothing about. Not a thing. Nope. I'm trying to remember. I got nothing. I do, however, remember In Honor, and that book should have made another category for like it was really good until it wasn't. This was another book where I was really disappointed by the end, but different. Like The Queen of Kentucky, I was disappointed by the end in that I wanted more. This one, I was angry at the end. But they kind of give me similar vibes, and like they were really good up until the end. So I think I'm gonna go with Like, if it wasn't for that ending, this one I know is like a road trip, brother's best friend, but the ending just, truly honestly ruined it for me. Alright, now we've got a lot of I don't remembers because I was digging very deep into my Goodreads. So Stealing Parker, I remember nothing. Golden, I remember nothing. Her brother's best friend, or her best friend's brother, nope, nothing. Saving Face rings a bell, but can't tell you what it is about. This one, I can't actually read the title. Don't You Forget About Me or something? I don't remember that one either. So, I'm pretty sure every single book in that category was read during the same summer, like right after 9th grade. So it's been a good 10 years. While at last I do remember, that's part of the Seabreeze series, the same as Breathe. It's also by Abby Glines. I did really like that one. I would reread it. It didn't make top tier, but I would reread it. That one's like bad boy meets farmer's daughter. It was cute. I liked it. Alright, next we have Unraveling Isabelle. This one I read like a year ago, and I don't remember much about it. Like, I remember it more than any of the ones in I Remember Nothing, but not like it didn't stand out. So we're gonna go with eh. The Last Place You Look, I Remember Nothing. Chasing McCree, I've talked about this book so many times. Y'all have heard me talk about this book so many times. That is for sure, I would die for this book. Montana Cowboy, Miami Cheerleader. That book is amazing. Forever Changed. That one I vaguely remember. I think it's very similar to Hard on a Chain and Unlovable. So we're gonna put it in I would reread this book because I think all three of those are very similar and I really liked all three. The Distance Between Us, I barely remember. And I don't remember really having an opinion. So we're going to go with eh. Dante's Girl, I really liked. I don't know if it's top tier. We're going to go with I would reread this. And I have reread it multiple times. The Sound was good. It was kind of a love triangle. There was a little bit of a thriller aspect, and the thriller aspect was a little bit more engaging than the romance aspect, but I did like it. I think we're gonna go with Okie Dokie for this one. Like, it was good. I liked it. I don't know if I would reread it, but it was more than eh. My Life Next Door is for sure going to be I would die for this book. I adore that book. That was my favorite romance book of all time before I read Chasing McCree. I just can't get enough of that book. Johnny the Girl is another book that ruined my life. I really, really, really liked that book until the ending. It was like I read The Fault in Our Stars, didn't pick up another book for a year, and then one of the books I picked up pretty quickly after that was Johnny the Girl, and it literally almost sent me back into a reading slump for like the rest of my life. I strongly considered never reading again. Alright, To All the Boys I've Loved Before. Okay, so that's a trilogy, and I didn't include all the books, I just put the first one here, but I never finished it. I like DNF'd the series. Like, I finished the first two, but I DNF'd the third book twice, actually. So I don't know, like, I wouldn't reread it. And I really liked the first 1.5. I'm going to go with Okie Dokie for this one. I wouldn't reread it, but I still like it, and I would recommend it to some people. I just didn't finish the series. This Is What Happy Looks Like. I remember absolutely nothing. I know it's by the same author that wrote The Statistical Probability of Love at First Sight, which is why I read it, but I remember not liking that one as much as the other one. But other than that, I got nothing. Unlikely Allies. That one was truly just not good. That one just made me angry, honestly. That one was like a survival book. Like, they were like stuck on this mountain. I think they were enemies, and they got like literally stuck on a mountain, had to like survive the wilderness kind of thing. But then he turned into such a jerk afterwards that I just completely lost all interest in him very quickly. Alright, Nights in Rodanthe, Nicholas Sparks. Not my favorite Nicholas Sparks ever. I mean, it is what it is. It's like an older romance for like a much different generation than me. Like, I'm not that age yet. Maybe I would like it better if I was older, but I'm gonna go with eh. Like, I can see why other people would like it, but I was kind of bored. Perchance, I couldn't even tell you what that's about. No clue. Magnolia, I would read again. That one I really, really enjoyed. It's not like my favorite romance ever, but I did really, really like it, and I would totally reread it. I think I have read it like 2 or 3 times. Then we have 15th Summer. If that's the bookstore one, I'm gonna go with not good. And I think it's for very similar reasons than Unlikely Allies. If it's the same book that I'm thinking it is, which I might actually be wrong on that, but as far as I'm aware, I didn't like it. Emily, I know nothing about. Not a clue. The Longest Ride I did really like. I wouldn't reread it, so I'm going to put it in okie dokie. Like, it was good. I liked it. I'm glad I read it. It is one of my favorite Nicholas Sparks movies, but I wouldn't reread the book. I just wouldn't really feel the need to. The Unofficial Story of Kyle B. Johnson. That one I remember. I actually read it in the same summer as all those ones I don't remember, but that one I remember, so it stood out a little bit more. It's very short. It might actually be, like, it's at least a novella, if not just, like, a short story. But I'm going to go with... Like, I remember it wasn't like the greatest ever, not spectacular writing, very short, not much there, very cliche, but I still found it kind of cute, so we're gonna go with this one I can't read the title, but I don't recognize the cover, so we're gonna go with I Remember Nothing. Sia I do remember, and I remember not liking it. That one was not good. I don't really remember the plot, but I do remember that I didn't like it. On the Fence was cute. That one's a brother's best friend romance. Tomboy has to, like, become a girly girl for her new job or whatever. She's working at, like, this little boutique. So we've got, like, the different personalities and stuff, and then her brother's best friend. I liked that one. I don't know that I would reread it. It's very YA, but it was very cute. So I'm gonna go with okie dokie for that one. Like, I would recommend it, but once was enough. Everything I feel very similarly about. Also YA, girl lives in a bubble because she's sick, but she falls in love with the neighbor boy and then decides to go on this adventure with him. I'm gonna put it with okie dokie. I wouldn't reread it, but I did appreciate it for what it was, and I'm glad I did read it. Alright, this one I am pretty sure is also 15th Summer. I think that one was probably an accident, so we're just gonna move that one. It's fine. Bully. Alright, y'all have heard me talk about Bully a few times. And we're back. My camera battery died, so let's try this again. And also my ring light got too hot and turned itself off, so we're in the dark, but it is what it is. Alright, so we were on Bully. Cool. Love that. Awesome. Alright, so Bully, like, on first thought, it wasn't good. Like, it just wasn't. However, I still want to read the next one, and I still liked parts of it. I hated other parts. We're gonna go with It had a couple of redeeming qualities. Kind of like Queen of Kentucky and In Honor. Some redeeming qualities, but also some things that made me very angry. This one, I remember absolutely nothing. I'm seeing a pattern here. All of those books are from the same era. I remember reading all of those. Edgewater was it was okay. There's nothing honestly, I might put it in not good. Honestly, there wasn't really anything that I cared enough about. I barely finished that book. I should have just DNF'd it. Alright, next up we've got The Deal. That one is definitely for sure going in. Oops, we gotta get higher. Going in, I would die for this book. I love Elle Kennedy. I loved this book. Garrett and Hannah are everything. Oof, we got a lot of these to go. Alright, next up, The Hating Game. This one was okie dokie. I would recommend it. I've read it once. I don't really need to read it again. But it was good. Like, I would recommend it. You should read it. Shug. That's such a fun little middle grade book. That one's a lot like The Queen of Kentucky, where the ending was kind of dissatisfying. But it was so cute. It was one of the first romances that I ever read, like, with even a little bit of romance in it. And I was too embarrassed at the time to admit that I liked it. So we're gonna go with, I would reread this book because it's just adorable, honestly. Like, it truly is. The Score. Yes, that's book 3 in the deal, and I included all of them that I've read because they're all like different couples. So this one would also go in I Would Die for This Book. The whole series is gonna go there. I love those books so much. The Lucky One. Okay, this one was, where did I put Nights in Rodanthe? I'm gonna put this one in Okie Dokie. It was good. I don't feel the need to reread it, but I liked it more than Nights in Rodanthe. Surviving Adam Mead. Okay, so this is like a young adult, enemies to lovers, little high school romance. It's very short. I remember thinking it was too short, like there should have been more to it. It wasn't very fleshed out. So I'm gonna go with Like if it had been more fleshed out, I would have liked it a lot more, but it just wasn't quite fleshed out enough. Next up, A Walk to Remember. I'm going to put this one in I Would Die for This Book. That book and that movie changed my life. Honestly, it should probably go in It Ruined My Life. But like I feel like It Ruined My Life is like a negative category, but this one ruined my life, but like I still love it. I'm gonna leave it in I Would Die for This Book because I would. I love that book. I don't ever want to reread it. It's kind of similar to The Best of Me. I never want to reread it, but I love that book and that movie. And I can quote the whole thing. The Impossibility of Us. This one I'm going to put in Okie Dokie. I don't know that I would reread it, but I would absolutely recommend it. I thought it was really good. I really enjoyed it. I just don't think it needs to be read more than once. Fix Her Up. That one's Brother's Best Friend, so I had high hopes, but the main character Georgie was very immature and the actual plot was kind of so I think I'm gonna put this one in Lots of spice, like very, very spicy for a rom-com, especially for a main character who kind of acts like she's 12, but it was okay. All right, and then It Was Always You. This book was not good. It was not. However, it was Brother's Best Friend romance, and I was obsessed with how cute that was, and I just read it this year, I think. So we're gonna go with because it wasn't good, but because I really, really liked specific pieces of it. And if it had just been a slightly more well-established writer, like a writer who had a little bit more practice, it would have been top tier. Safe Haven. That's a book that I love. I love the movie more than the book though. I'm gonna go with Okie Dokie. It's another one that I don't really feel the need to reread, and it's not like, the movie's definitely one of my favorites, but the book was okay. Like I liked it. I did not like it. I just don't really feel the need to reread it. The movie would make I Would Die for This movie, but the movie was a little bit better. Rule number 1, you can't date the coach's daughter. That one was just not good, and there was really nothing redeeming there. Maybe, I really feel like a lot of these not good books just come down to writers that don't have a lot of experience, and I very much saw this with this book specifically. The writer has great ideas, they just need more experience. The Unhoneymooners, that one was cute. I did really like that one. I would probably reread that one, honestly. That one I enjoyed. That one is like a funny little rom-com, enemies to lovers, fake dating. It was cute. The Mistake. That one is another Elle Kennedy book, so that one can go in I Would Die for This book because I would, and Logan is amazing. Enemies. I would reread this book. Oops. I would reread this book, and I think the first time I read it, I only gave it like 3 stars. But I did really enjoy it, and it's got all the things I like friends to enemies to lovers, college football. It's got all the things, and it's very smutty. Alright, next up, Just Kate. That book was not good. It really wasn't. I remember very little of it, but I remember thinking that it was not good. Alright, The Spanish Love Deception. That one was okie dokie. Maybe I'm gonna put it in no, I'm gonna put it in because I liked The Hating Game more than The Spanish Love Deception, and they're very similar in that they're both like workplace enemies to lovers, but I thought The Hating Game was a little bit better. Shipped, I'm also gonna put in exact same category, workplace enemies to lovers. That one just didn't really stand out to me. There wasn't a lot there. True Love Cowboy, this book was not good. It wasn't my thing. Very Hallmarky, very dime store romance. Didn't see a lot there, felt very cliche, and it promised me a cowboy and it did not deliver. People We Meet on Vacation. This can go in, I would reread this book. I really enjoyed that book. I would totally reread it. I thought it was really cute. And it's friends to lovers, which is one of my favorite tropes. Alright, Dear John. This book, I'm gonna put this one in It's not my favorite Nicholas Sparks. I mean, it is what it is, but it's not my favorite. It Happened One Summer. I'm gonna put this in I would reread this book because I enjoyed it. I thought it was really cute. Thought it was fun. I thought the main character was a little bit annoying at first, but you don't expect the spice out of this book. You don't see it coming, and I love that. The X Hex. This one, we're gonna go with I didn't really care for the story, but it was kind of funny, and I kind of appreciated the humor behind it. Alaska Reunion wasn't really good. I barely finished it. I didn't really like it. If there was a category between this was not good and I would put it there. It was slightly better than True Love Cowboy, but really not by much. The Love Hypothesis can go in Okie Dokie. I liked it. I don't really feel the need to reread it, but I totally think other people should read it at least once. It is really good. That one's like, Olive is a PhD student and she is fake dating a professor in her program, and he's supposed to be like this really grumpy, mean professor. So you've got like grumpy sunshine going on. It was cute. I really enjoyed it. The Cheat Sheet can go in It had potential. Friends to lovers, football, sports romance. I just wanted more from it, honestly. The Summer I Turned Pretty. I would absolutely die for this book. I would. It could also slightly possibly go in It Ruined My Life. That love triangle I still am back and forth about, like, a lot. Like, I think about it all the time. That love triangle. That's a book that sticks with you. Book lovers. I would reread this book. I really enjoyed this book. I just read it recently and it was so good. I just love Emily Henry's writing. I cannot wait to read Beach Read. The Last Song. Oh, that book also ruined my life, but like almost in a good way. That one I think is one of the saddest of his books. Even the movie, that one scene in the movie where her little brother's like breaking the stained glass, oh, that scene gets me every single time. Troy High was I remember liking it more when I was younger. I don't think I would really care for it now as much, but there were things in it that I liked. Kind of cheesy, high school, friends to lovers, I'm pretty sure. Lone Star Homecoming was not good. It's actually the second book in like a romance series, but I guess each book follows a different couple. This one follows a girl who's like running from an abusive ex, and she and her daughter get taken in by this ex-military guy who's now working for Border Patrol, and she's gonna like nanny his kids in exchange for like him helping her out. I didn't end up really caring about any of it, so there's that. His Eyes. This one I don't remember anything about. Sorry. Nope, nothing. Ripple is my one slightly paranormally because she's a siren. I'm gonna put this one in Okie Dokie once I can get it up there. I'm gonna put that one in Okie Dokie because I have reread it a couple of times. I don't really feel the need to reread it again. I really liked it, but it wasn't like amazing. Like, it's pretty typical YA standalone paranormal romance, very light on the paranormal aspect. But it was cute. I liked it. I would recommend it. I just don't feel the need to continue to reread it. 16th Summer, I remember nothing about. Unless that's the bookstore one. I can't remember if the bookstore one was 15th or 16th Summer. One of them I didn't like. The other one I don't remember at all. Epic Fail. I'm pretty sure it's Fake Dating. I actually kind of remember that one. Very, very vaguely. Nope, just kidding. I thought I remembered it for a second and then kind of lost it. Second Kiss. We're gonna put in eh. I feel like I've got a lot of books there. We're gonna put in eh because it was not good. The main character reads like she's 10 and she's supposed to be like 16. But it's a friends to lovers, and the friends to lovers part is just so cute. I just legitimately cannot get over how cute it was, and I wanted to love it so much. And I did really like it the first time I read it back in like 9th grade. I reread it like a year or two ago and realized it was not good. So it's more of a nostalgia thing that's making me put in eh. But we're gonna stick with it. And then Roadside Assistance. This one I'm also gonna put in eh. It had potential. It's cute. It's got a little bit of romance. It's nothing special. I really liked it again that same year of like 9th grade. Probably wouldn't care for it as much now, but I do remember really liking it, so we're gonna keep it in eh. And then there's the one that shouldn't actually be there. So here is the final takes. So we're definitely seeing a pattern of my reading tastes changing as I get older. We're definitely seeing, we got a lot in like the I remember nothing and that this was not good. We're getting a lot of like Kindle Unlimited or very cheap Kindle type of books there. I feel like I am searching for a needle in a haystack in the Kindle world. We've got a lot of okie dokie. But we do have a good amount of like books that I would reread, books that I would die for. And I feel like anything okie dokie and above are like books that I would say are good books. Like I liked those books. Like those 3 tiers are books that I would recommend. And even some of it, depending on your taste, I would even recommend. There are just some things that I didn't particularly care for, but like Shipped, The Spanish Love Deception, Fix Her Up, those are all very popular. The X Hex is very popular. Like, it's not that I wouldn't recommend those, I just didn't care for them as much as I wanted to. But anything in the top 3 I would absolutely recommend. The bottom 3, not so much. Alright, so the ring light has cooled down enough for me to talk again. We've already filmed the whole video though, so we are just gonna roll with it at this point. It is what it is. So before you go, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and the little like button. You know, leave me a comment. Let me know if you agree or disagree with any of my romance tier ranking, or if there's a romance book that you think I might like based on the books that I do like. And I will see y'all in the next video. Leave me a comment. I'm happy to talk books. Let's go with something purple. Leave me a purple emoji in my comments. And I will see y'all in the next video. Bye!
Oh my love.